Good evening, citizens of Arcadia and viewers around the world. You are watching the Arcadia State News, the authoritative voice of the Federal Republic, standing watch over our nation and its place in an ever-changing world. A dramatic escalation tonight in the Balkans. Elite Yugoslav Special Police, the Anti-Terrorist Operations Battalion Sokovli, and the 11th Motorized Brigade of the Vietnamese People's Army have jointly launched Operation Vitez 98. The large-scale offensive targeted multiple compounds and army depots of the Kosovo Liberation Army, or KLA. According to official reports from Belgrade, dozens of KLA fighters were killed or captured, and significant quantities of armaments have been seized, including 2,500 small arms and over 300 anti-tank weapons and grenade launchers. Among the captured is a Hashim Taki, identified by Yugoslav authorities as a senior commander of the KLA. Officials described the operation as a decisive blow that routed much of the KLA's main force, driving many militants to flee into neighboring Albania and Macedonia. Yet vigilance remains the order of the day. Belgrade warns that hidden cells and sleeper networks persist in Kosovo and Metohija. Captured militants have been transferred to Belgrade awaiting military trial. Vietnamese People's Army units remain on the ground in support, providing security and logistical reinforcement until the situation fully stabilizes. Belgrade hails this as a second Kosovo battle, a symbolic turning point in what it declares as the final liberation of the province. Vietnam's role has expanded. From Hanoi, President Nguyen Lan Tran confirms Vietnamese forces remain engaged in mop-up operations in Kosovo and Metohija. Additional special operations teams are reportedly hunting remaining KLA leadership while engineers secure seized weapons stockpiles and reinforce Yugoslav positions. President Tran insists this action is in defense of regional stability, dismissing criticisms abroad and calling on the global community to support the complete dismantling of separatist paramilitaries. France recognizes Kosovo in the developmental shock. In a surprising diplomatic pivot, the French Republic formally declares its alliance with self-proclaimed Republic of Kosovo. This move, condemned by Belgrade and Hanoi alike, dramatically alters the diplomatic landscape. Yugoslavia denounces the alliance as an endorsement of separatist violence, while Vietnam urges France to reconsider, warning of broader consequences. Observers note that France's decision could further internationalize the conflict, heightening tensions in an already volatile Balkan theater. The Vatican now questions the Yugoslav narrative. In a rare but forceful intervention, His Holiness Pope Anacletus II issues a series of open letters to Belgrade, questioning the claims of religious persecution in Kosovo, demanding verifiable evidence of systemic anti-Christian violence, and offering to send Vatican observers to investigate on the ground. The Pope's words, both stern and pastoral, challenge the framing of the conflict as purely defensive, urging clarity before blessing any cause as righteous. Belgrade responds by reaffirming its stance, citing extremist crimes by the KLA and smuggling of arms from Albania. But the Vatican has pressed for deeper detail, warning it will seek truth independently if answers remain insufficient. Turkey has tightened its national defense. From Ankara today, President Alexandre Öztürk issues his first major military directive, invoking emergency executive authority to safeguard the nation. Citing growing instability across neighboring nations and the risk of foreign manipulation, the Turkish leadership pledges swift action to secure national borders, defend critical institutions, and root out any corruption within state structures. The move is presented not as a power grab, but as a patriotic necessity to preserve sovereignty and stability during what Ankara describes as an era of rising external threats. In other regional developments, the Alkebulan People's Federation closes the Suez Canal to unsanctioned military shipments, reaffirming neutrality and tightening border security amid any global tension. Mass graduation in Eritrea: over 250,000 recruits complete mandatory military training. Many join reserve units, bolstering the Federation's rapid response capability. In France, criticism rises over the Kosovo alliance. Opposing figures warn of diplomatic fallout and risk of deeper entanglement. In domestic highlights, the Federal Economic Directorate announces Arcadian manufacturing output has exceeded quarterly goals, driven by the National Industrial Initiative. New memorial parks commemorating heroes of the Valley Revolution open across 3 provinces. Arcadian National Conservatory schedules a state-sponsored tour of patriotic symphonies to reinforce national unity. The Weather Bureau predicts clear skies and moderate temperatures over the capital, New Concordia, this weekend. Tonight, across the Balkans and beyond, the fires of conflict and the weight of history converge once more. In Arcadia, we watch, we weigh, we wait, and we remain steadfast, guided by loyalty to the Republic, unity of purpose, and an unbroken faith in tomorrow. This has been the Arcadian State News, the voice of our Federal Republic. May strength protect us, loyalty unite us, and in the light of the Arcadian shine be eternal. This has been Jonathan Kessler with this breaking news report. Good night.
Arcadia.